Hello everybody and welcome to a chat from the engineering desk. Hope you're all doing well today. Thanks for joining me here. Today we're going to be talking about using the 4-inch Waveshare LCD graphics screen on an Arduino. I'm going to discuss the difference between a screen and an HMI. In this case it's a screen, which means that everything that you're looking at over here is done in software. All those lines, the circles, the squares, and so on are written in code. It's different to an HMI where you design the thing in an editor and download to the HMI. Here it's just a screen. That's it, plugged onto the back of the Arduino. The benefit of this is that these screens are cost effective. If you're not planning to use images and so on and only graphics, then this becomes quite nice. It is a touch screen, which means that it reports where you've touched it to the Arduino. Then you can use that in your code. So there's a screen over there. This was me messing around with a little sample project, which is a refrigeration orientated high pressure and low pressure switch or controller. So here's our code for it. We have Arduino Uno selected. I don't have it plugged in at the moment, so it doesn't show the port, so let's not fret about that. Up at the top, the libraries are Arduino, SPI, the Adafruit and Waveshare libraries that need to be included. Underneath here we have assigned hex values to the colors, so in the code we just call up the colors as we need them in our code. So in the namespace we declare the wave shield, and then we start with our code. This is code that executes once. So for a start, we turn on SPI, wave shield initialization, and then make the entire screen black. And then we start drawing our lines onto the screen in the various colors that we want, as well as the circles that we want. So everything that you're looking at on the right hand side there is this code on the left hand side here. So looking at those numbers, the full circle, that will be the the origin, the diameter, and whether you want it to be an oval or a circle. We make sure that we've got our rotation set to 1. We select text size 2, we select text color blue, and then we print the suction pressure to the top. Then set the cursor to the next position and print head pressure. So over here, all our text we're writing to the screen as a print command. We specify the X and Y coordinates. So you've got your X and your Y, and then we print the text that we want. And then for some icons below, there's a rectangle, there's a triangle and some circles that are added in. So you specify the coordinates, the size. So you got X, Y, and your diameter of your circle. Same with the rectangle, you got XY begin and XY end. Then we make sure once again that rotation of the screen is set to 1. Now we're going to assign analog input 1 the sensor pin, and the value that we read in goes to sensor value. So sensor value, after being read in on analog input 0, becomes sensor value. We now set our text color to cyan. We set the cursor to X0, Y60. We then scale that value and print it out. So it's sensor value divided by 204.6. We've scaled it. Then after that we print a space and a bar. So on the screen you see the analog value followed by a static text, which is your bar value. After that we have a delay of a second, so that the sensor value is displayed for a second. Then we overwrite that with a black rectangle. That scrubs it out and makes it disappear. We wait for a second after that, and then we repeat the process. I write sensor value to the screen again, and that results in it flashing, looking as though it's flashing. So that's how you would do a flashing symbol or an icon on the screen. You've physically got to write every pixel, you've got to put the delays in, you've got to overwrite the pixel when you want to make something disappear. Because this is a screen, it's not an HMI, so therefore it doesn't do any of this stuff for you. You're doing it all in code, which is not a bad thing if you're doing something simple. Also from a coding point of view, it's quite a useful thing to do. It's good experience. This was just a basic introduction to how you do things with the Waveshare. How you got to declare the libraries you're going to use. Then basically your setup task, all the background graphics get written. You got your color selection, full circle, draw line, draw rectangle, draw triangle, and so on. Those are the commands that you use, and you make things appear on the screen. Once you get used to this and familiar with this, it's straightforward and quite nice to use. It's a nice screen to work with. It is SPI, so it does take up quite a bit of the Arduino's time. It makes it work quite hard, so you shouldn't expect a lot of things to happen quickly on the screen. Be aware of that. So if you're changing something, make sure that it's small changes that you write to the screen at a time. And for the rest, that's pretty much all I have to say about the screen. Plugs onto the Arduino, power it up, and you can play with it. On the internet there's more examples. Adafruit has got some good examples attached to their library that one can use. So for the rest, hope you learned something. Hope you're going to do your own with this. Have a wonderful day further, and I look forward to seeing you here for the next video when we talk about some more interesting stuff. Cheers, guys.